Hello, Christina's World Kitchen. I'm Christina Martinez-Williams, and I'm going to make my new recipe. It is Moroccan inspired, one pan Moroccan inspired creamy chicken. So it has chicken, it has veggies, and that's it. Chicken and veggies and healthy fats. So we're going to start with, it's like 2 to 3, I think it's closer to 3 than it is to 2 pounds of chicken and 1 diced, finely diced actually, onion. And we are going to use 2 tablespoons of aguacate, avocado oil, 2 tablespoons of avocado oil. And we're going to start to get that all mixed in. And we're going to add our spices to here so that it can start to really cook well with the spices. So let me get this mixed. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. If you have had Moroccan food before, put had it. If you've never had Moroccan food before, put never. I had my first Moroccan food when I lived in Spokane, Washington for undergrad at Whitworth University, and I went to my first Moroccan food restaurant there, and I loved it. And that was the very first time, and it was such a different experience because you eat on the floor generally and on little cushions around a circular table. And I loved all of it. I loved the spicy, not spicy like hot, but the spiceful flavors. I loved the cultural aspects of like how you eat and how you're served and the washing your hands. I don't know, I just loved it all. So I'm really excited to make this new recipe of mine. And the add-in at the end is going to be high-protein Greek yogurt, high-protein low-carb Greek yogurt, which we're going to fold in at the end. So it's not something we're going to cook in it, but we're going to fold it in at the end. All right. So I have this all ready to start sauteing. Tell me where you're watching from. Thumbs up, hearts, share this video. Now we're going to add our spices, and then our 2 veggies in this is going to be broccoli and cauliflower rice. And those are going to be great. So we're going to add first 2 teaspoons of both of these. So 2 teaspoons of paprika. That's 1. 1 teaspoon. Now we're going for a second. 2 teaspoons of paprika. And then 2 teaspoons of cumin powder. I have never been to Morocco. I would really like to go to Morocco. The closest I've ever been is when we were in Malaga in June for a few days, because you can go from the Strait of Gibraltar and cross over into Morocco, or into Morocco. All right, that was 1. If someone is able to comment and tell me, did I just do 1 or 2? I think that was just 1. But maybe you can comment and tell me, I lost track because I was talking. Oh no, I think that was just 1. So you only want to do 2. If this is 3, don't copy me, copy my words and do 1, not 3. I mean, do 2 teaspoons, not 3. I think I did 2. All right. Now we're going to do 1.5 teaspoons of coriander powder. 1.5. This is 1. And then 1.5 teaspoons of coriander powder. If I were making it just for me and my husband, I would add cayenne pepper. And then 1.5 teaspoons of pink salt. That's the half. And here's the 1. We have a few more spices left. This one is like so flavorful. Okay, and then we have 1 teaspoon of turmeric powder. 1 teaspoon of turmeric. And then we have a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Ooh, it smells so good. And then a half a teaspoon of black pepper. We are making a 1-pot Moroccan inspired creamy chicken. 1 pan. Okay, now we're going to stir this in really well and let this chicken continue to cook. I want to get it almost all the way cooked before we add in the veggies, because it will be harder to make sure that the chicken, it'll take cooking it longer. Ooh, it smells so good. Oh my goodness. It smells so good. All right. If you've had Moroccan food before, put had it. If you've never had Moroccan food before, put never. I'm not claiming that this is authentic Moroccan food. It is Moroccan inspired food. But I do not have the ability to claim any authenticity. All right. Now, let those cook a little bit more. So we're going to grab, and this is optional to add at the end, cilantro. I think I still have, yes I do, from our tacos. I still have some cilantro. So we're gonna add some cilantro at the very end, and I forgot to chop it. So while that is cooking, we are gonna chop it. Tell me what you did today to build your muscle. Today is day 4 in our 7-day summer burn, and today is a lift day. So I have walked, I've swam, or taught swim lessons. I didn't actually swim myself, but I was in the water with them, and I am going to use the dumbbells and do some weight resistance training. So tell me what you are doing today to build muscle. So important that we build our muscle, especially as we age and as we're not aged yet, because we start to lose muscle every year after we turn 50. So it's really important that we provide ourselves with a foundation if we're not 50 yet, so that once we turn 50, we have a lot of muscle, and losing some isn't going to be an issue. It's really hard to get it back. And even things like, which I'm learning, that the research is showing that GLP-1s, while they are effective for weight loss, are over 40% of the weight that is lost is in the form of muscle, which is so scary, because you can actually lose a decade of muscle, like 10% of muscle in a short period of time. And if you're over that age of 50, it's really hard to get it back. So it's so important to eat high protein, to do muscle resistance training, and even to drink ketones, because they both preserve muscle and are muscle synthesis, like protein synthesis and protein sparing. So they preserve and help build muscle. So important. Hi, Renee. I know that Renee is not where she normally lives. She told me that she is in Las Vegas instead of in Minnesota right now. Are you having a good time, Renee? All right, this is Moroccan-inspired, one pan Moroccan-inspired creamy chicken. It still has some very pink pieces. So I have to let it cook a little bit longer before I add our last ingredients, which are going to be broccoli and cauliflower rice. And then once we have the broccoli and the cauliflower rice, we're going to mix in, you're having too much fun. All right. We're going to mix in 2 cups of Greek yogurt. 2 cups of Greek yogurt. I need to put the top on this. And that is going to make it extra creamy. And this Greek yogurt is high in protein and low carb. So this is from Aldi. It is low fat, which I don't love, but we're adding healthy fat with the avocado oil. So we're offsetting that with that. And then it's only 2 grams of carbs per serving, or sugar, 2 grams of sugar per serving. And then it has 15 grams of protein for 3/4 of a cup. So while we're not going to eat 3/4 of a cup per person, we are going to be adding extra protein to our one pot meal by adding this Greek yogurt. So it's going to be a great addition. I actually built this recipe around the Greek yogurt because I wanted to use that today with all the extra, with the lifting that I'm going to be doing, making sure that I'm replacing my protein. Because actually, did you know that when your muscles are going to look for fuel to recover and to build or to be utilized, and so when they do so, they're going to pull glucose out of your blood to put it into the muscle, or to like create fuel, use glucose as fuel for your muscles. So I want to make sure that I have enough protein that my muscles also are being fed and getting help to recover. But that's why walking helps us after dinner, because it helps to pull that extra blood glucose in the blood out of the blood and use it as fuel for that immediate source of fuel for your muscles. Okay, I'm going to keep an eye on these pieces that are still pretty pink. And we're going to add the cauliflower rice. And then we're going to add our broccoli. Now, you could just let your broccoli cook with it all. That's what I'm going to do. Or you could cover this and let it steam and go a little bit faster. That's what I'm not going to do, but you could do that. I'm impatient, so I'm going to do it. Even though it takes longer, I don't have to do so much. I guess I don't. Maybe I have to shift my understanding. Because I could just cover it and it would take a shorter period of time because it would be steaming under the cover. I don't really have a huge lid for this pot. All right, so I'm going to mix this, and then I'm going to actually mix in my broccoli, and I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of water. So we're using just one bag, 10 or 12 ounces. I know that all bags vary a little bit in that sense. And we're going to add 2 bags. So this is like 3 cups of broccoli florets. You could use fresh as well. And then at the very end, you are going to saute this until it is, all the chicken is cooked and until the broccoli is the tenderness that you prefer it. And then you're going to turn off the heat and you're going to fold in 2 cups of Greek yogurt and also mix in cilantro. Your choice of how much cilantro. But it will brighten and make it warm, like it'll just help the flavoring all together. And that is it. That is our recipe tonight. I'm not gonna make you wait and watch it cook until all that's done and I have to fold in the Greek yogurt. But that's what you're gonna do, is to fold in the Greek yogurt. Mix it in really. But you're like folding it in off the heat. And then you can serve it that way. And of course you can add cayenne pepper if you want some extra spice. All right, that's it. I'll let you look at it though. From my house to your kitchen, global flavors, Moroccan inspired. Global flavors from around the world. Healthy plates and global flavors from around the world. Bye.